Saurabh, let's introduce you to our guests for today. We have Saurabh Jain, Equity Head Research at S&C Global Securities, and Rajesh Palvia, SVP Technical and Derivative Research at Axis Securities. Welcome to both of you, and thank you for taking the time out. Saurabh, let's talk about L&T. You've seen the numbers. Revenue and profit growth seems healthy, but a bit of a contraction in the margins. What would you suggest to our viewers who are holding on to L&T? What should they do? And is this a good time to get into the stock?
I think infrastructure capacity building, it is a story which will run for the next few quarters. I mean, it is a quite long-term story. I think markets have shown their disappointment with respect to the profit margin, but I feel that it is a short-term correction. If you go by the numbers by the management, I think the order book is growing at a stupendous pace. It has already surpassed the earlier guidance by the management itself. And next year also they are looking a good growth in the order book itself. And the execution will also be faster next year after the formation of government. So I think it is an opportunity for the long-term investor to chip in at these corrections. And for the long-term investor, I think they must hold for the long term.
Fair point. It's actually interesting. We were looking at the longer term price trends for this particular counter, and what you're looking at is a 12-month chart. So if you look at the last 7 results, irrespective of what it has done the day after, because usually it's posting its results post-market hours, in 7 instances, that is in the last 7 earnings cycles, between earnings the stock has gone up. So Rajesh, on the charts, how does it look? And that's despite, I'm saying, taking into account today's drop.
Yeah, definitely. So overall, structure is on the bullish side across all time frame. Yes, there is some corrective action post numbers, but now stock is holding the ground near to this 50-day moving average. So I think if it continues to hold above 3,400, I think there won't be any challenge in terms of continuation of this uptrend. And once a stock manages to cross above 35.50, 35.80 kind of zone, then I think again the stock will resume its uptrend, and then possibly we can see furthermore higher level in L&T going forward. So I think this decline should be used as a buying opportunity in the stock. I think 33.50, 33.60 is a good support area in this down move. So if you get any opportunity near to 34.50, 34.30 kind of zone, it's a good opportunity again to re-enter in this stock. Overall structure is bullish.
All right, so a buy from Rajesh on L&T. Now let's quickly get into the questions. The first one's coming from Rajesh, and he's talking about SBI. He bought the shares at 650, which is higher than the current market price of SBI share. Now he wants to know if he should continue holding on to this one. We don't know if this is for the longer term, but Saurabh, tell us about the longer term outlook, and we'll take a shorter term as well.
I think there have been quite a misses and hits in the banking pack. SBI results will be announced, I think, in a day or two. I think then the things will get much clearer. Apparently, it is looking that the SBI will also see some kind of a compression in the net interest margin, and the growth will be close to the industry average only. It's a long-term story. I feel if you are holding SBI, I think you must hold for more than a year or 2 years. Then only you can make a good amount of return. I think for the long-term investor, it remains a hold.
The shorter term, Rajesh, how does it look on the charts?
So if we analyze the overall structure for most of the PSU banks are showing good traction in terms of buying. SBI was consolidating for last 2-3 months. But again, if we analyze the overall long-term structure, it's in bullish trajectory. On a monthly chart, stock is already trading above to its breakout level. So we believe that if it continues to hold above 600, 605 level, then there is a high possibility that we can see a upward momentum towards 680 to 700 kind of zone on a positional basis. So we recommend here to hold their long position with stop loss of 605.
Understood. All right, let's pull up the stock of Ratan India. It's currently trading with cuts, I believe, of about 1% or thereabouts. This is a question coming in from Manju, and she's wondering whether it's a good stock to buy at the current market price. Saurabh, do you have coverage on this one? And if so, would you suggest a fresh entry at this level?
Don't have coverage on this.
Okay, ठीक है. Rajesh, do you have a view on Ratan India on the charts? Would you suggest a fresh entry?
So though we don't track this stock actively, but on the technical ground, yes, there is a breakout and stock is already trading about to its previous swing high breakout, which was there in August 2021. So it's on a longer term chart. Yes, there is already breakout. So I think if it continues to hold above 72, 74 level, then possibly, yes, this buying momentum is likely to be there in the stock prices. Yes, there is some corrective action from the on the near-term chart, but I think 82 to 78 is a good support area for the stock. Until stock not breaks those level, I think he or she should hold the long position for upper target of 95 to 105.
All right. Next up, we're talking about Bank of India. This one's from Khurshid from Srinagar. He's already bought into the stock at 115 levels. He wants to know the target for the same, and his time period is about 1 year. Rajesh, would you have targets on Bank of India?
Yeah, so this stock we have recommended to our client also, and we are bullish for this stock as if we analyze the long-term structure, there is a trend reversal is taking place on a monthly chart as well as on the yearly chart. So we believe that, this stock can show good amount of rally in the current year. We have a target around 175 to 180 for this stock. Buy and accumulate is the strategy for this stock. I think he has already bought at lower level. So now he can trail his stop loss towards 125, hold the position for 175 to 185 target.
Got it. We've got Mohit from Ludhiana who's asking about Indian Oil Corporation. And in fact, let's pull up the chart if we can. He's bought at a price of 77, he says. It's currently trading, so it's doubled from his buy price. He's got a 2-year time horizon, and this is a stock, of course, as part of the OMC pack that has gained in the recent past. It's up about 0.5% in trade today as well. I'll come to you on this one, Saurabh. Fundamentally, how does it look for 2 years?
I think if you look at it from the perspective of 2 years, I think you can hold. If on the valuation side, the stock seems to be quite attractive, and going forward, it is expected that they would be gaining on the because of the jump in the crude prices, they will be gaining extraordinary gains. On the refining side and on the marketing margin side also, the company is expected to do well. So in my sense, it is a hold.
All right. Next up, we're talking about FedFina, which recently got listed in December, if I'm not wrong. This one's from Riaz. He's bought the stock at 135 levels. Saurabh, how does FedFina look for the longer term?
Sorry, don't track this.
All right. I don't think there'll be a lot of data on the charts on this one.
I think he also wants to know about ITC. In fact, that was the first question that he had asked. He has bought, I believe, at levels of 145. Let's pull up the chart and see where it's currently trading. And he's got 300 shares of ITC. It's trading and significantly higher, therefore. So I believe that he's bought, unless he's talking about 145 shares which he's bought at 300. Irrespective, the question is whether to hold on at this point. Saurabh, what's the view on ITC? Results just out of the way, and I think the only underperformance came, or rather the only outperformance came from the hotel business, whereas the others underperformed, and I believe there was also an issue in terms of volume growth that they faced.
See, last year the base was high. The 15-60% kind of volume growth was witnessed in the cigarette business. But the company came out, the expectation of the market was 0 to 2% volume growth, and it came below that. So that was a disappointment. But I feel that it is a short-term disappointment. Going forward, I think all businesses, if you look at the business, all the businesses, FMCG, cigarettes, hotels, paper business is not doing well, but I think the things will improve, and ITC is a kind of a stock which should remain in your portfolio. I think in the next few quarters, I think we'll see much higher price and much better performance.
All right, we'll slip into a short break now, but we'll take more questions on the other side. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching Ask Profit. Now, before we dive into the queries again, I'd like to remind you that you can write to us on any of our social media channels or on the WhatsApp number that will be on your screen. You can also write to us on the YouTube live chat, and we'll be tracking that. Now, the next question is coming from Satya, and he's talking about two stocks here, Dixon and Indus Towers. Now, there's some news flow around Dixon as well. There's some import duty that's been slashed from 15% to 10% on mobile components. And on the other hand, Indus, we just saw Vodafone Idea come out with the results and talked about, the management spoke about how they will prioritize vendor dues. And Indus being one of the vendors may benefit from that. Now, Saurabh, your view on these two stocks, and this is from the perspective of 1 to 3 years.
I think Dixon Technology, the business prospects are good. I mean, the business is expected to grow well, but it is a very low margin business. A little here and there in the commodity cost can impact the margin significantly, and moreover, the stock seems to be too pricey. The valuation have remained in the past too pricey. I mean, on the price to book value side, it is trading at 28 times. So that way it doesn't give comfort. But all in all, I think stock is good. The other stock you talked about, Indus Tower, I think the market is pricing in that going forward there will be recovery from the Vodafone Idea. Earlier, Indus Tower has provisioned the amount which it has to take from the Vodafone Idea. So that at that time we saw a significant amount of correction. I think it is a good play as of now.
All right. We've got a question, or rather we've got a couple of questions from Harish. He's asking about CG Power, which he's bought at levels of 50. And in fact, he's pointing out that the stock price is significantly higher than that right now. And he's also got IRFC, which he's bought at levels of 70. So on both those, he's making quite the killing, in fact. So should he hold on and should he book profits? Rajesh, what's the view on the charts?
So both stock have delivered a good amount of profit to his investment. So I think he may book some 25% kind of profit, and I think overall the structure for both stocks are looking still on the bullish side. We believe that these rally can extend further as the whole market is in bullish trajectory, and the kind of momentum which we are seeing in the broader market as well as in the mid cap, small cap space, that clearly shows these two stocks clearly in on the winning side. So I think IRFC, CG Power, he may hold out. He may book some 25% of his investment, and now his trailing stop loss for CG Power should be at around 420. And for IRFC, his trailing stop loss should be at around 155. And I think we can see another rally in these stocks, and we can see further more higher level in both the stocks.
Right. Next up, we have a question from Abhishek, and they want to know which option stock is a good buy, considering that we're only a day away from the budget. Saurabh, any stock that you would suggest?
I think better to seek help of technical.
Yeah, Rajesh, okay. According to the budget.
So I think the real estate is one space where one can look to focus at this moment. So I think DLF is our preferred choice from that space, and we can buy 800 strike call option for DLF at this moment, which is almost trading almost near to 28 rupees. So he can keep a stop loss of 19 rupees, and upside target for this stock we can see towards 45 to 50. And another space that we like towards budget, that is PSU Bank. And from that space, I think he can look to buy Canara Bank call option. Canara Bank is also showing good traction. So 480 strike call option, he can buy at around 19 rupees with stop loss of 12 rupees. Upside target, we are projecting towards 28 to 32.
Right. The next one we'll take is on Suzlon, and this is a question coming in from Durga. She has bought 6,000 shares at 43.85. I believe the purchase was made just yesterday. Sort of on the fundamentals, this is a stock that has made quite the comeback, but it's not completely out of the woods yet. There are a few headwinds that it still needs to face. What are the prospects, though, on the fundamentals?
I think things are changing for the Suzlon for the better, and that is what market is trying to price in. The debt is been reduced. The company is getting new orders. Their products are getting well rewarded now. I think things will change and the promote, and it is a kind of a buyout candidate also. The promoter holding is minuscule. So I think that is what market is trying to price. And if you have bought at these prices, close to these prices, I think you must hold for a long term. I think things will improve going forward.
All right. Next up, we have a question from Jitendra. They're talking about HDFC Bank. They've bought 100 shares at an average price of 1530. They want to know if they should average at this price or should they wait. Rajesh, what would you suggest? We've already talked about the fundamentals post results on HDFC Bank quite a lot, but how does it look on the charts?
So still, stock is facing the supply pressure, whatever minor pullback which we are seeing in the stock prices. But yes, it's a good quality stock. Already stock has corrected. It's in oversold trajectory. Some pullback action would be there, but until stock not manages to cross above 1540, 1550, short covering would not be triggered. So I think some pullback action for trading point of view, yes, could be there. Keep stop loss of 1420 to buy this stock, as whole banking sector is showing good traction in terms of buying. Maybe we can see a target of 1500 to 1520 in the near term for trading perspective.
Okay. We got a question coming in from Shishir. He's writing from Nagpur. Shishir has got 3 questions, but I think I'll stick to one. I hope that you have coverage on this, Saurabh. This is Sai Silks, which is also called Kalamandir Limited or Sai Silks Limited, which is currently trading at 241. It's down about 1% or so. He's bought at levels of 257, which is not too far away from the current market price. Would you have a view? And if so, should he hold on?
I think this company has got a lot of brand value in the. If I recollect rightly, I think the company is making good growth in revenues, and the profitability is also okay. So you have to stay put for long. I think things will improve going forward. I think stock price will go will move higher. You have to stay put for next 2-3 quarters.
All right. Next up, we have a question from Devnath, and they're talking about GMR Airports Infra. They've bought the shares at 86. Should they continue holding on to it? I'm assuming this is for the longer term. Saurabh, what's your view on this?
I think things are improving for GMR Infra. Recently, they have been gained some money out of their arbitration award from the DIAL also. So I think on the operation metrics of the quarterly numbers are improving. So you can hold for now.
Got it. Naresh Thakur from Jalandhar is writing in asking about rights, which he's bought at levels of 700. Should he hold or book profits? What's the view, Rajesh, on the charts?
Yeah, he may hold rights. I think overall structure is bullish. His stock is almost trading near to its all-time high trajectory. He may keep a stop loss of 685 to hold the position. I think we can see a target towards 800 to 840 in coming weeks.
Rajesh, quick one on Bank Nifty. I do not know the name of the... So Vidhu is asking about this. Tomorrow, of course, today is expiry, but tomorrow, what's the view on Bank Nifty?
So I think if it holds above 45,500 level and today's closing on a closing basis, then possibly we can see a target towards 46,600 to 46,800 in next 1 or 2 trading session, as short covering action is clearly visible in today's session. So I think 45,500 is the important level now on the Bank Nifty spot. We are projecting target towards 45,500, 600.
Got it. Rajesh as well as Saurabh, thank you so much for joining in and answering all the questions that you did. And viewers, we're completely out of time on this particular edition of Ask Profit. Hopefully some of the answers that we discussed today helped you out. There's lots more coming up over the course of the day, and this is NDTV Profit.
Volatility rocks the Wall Street. Market watchers eye US Fed decision and interim budget. Sensex erases early losses. Nifty nears 21,600. Most sectoral indices trade in the green. Pharma, realty lead gains. PSU banks recover from intraday lows. Maruti Suzuki, Bank of Baroda and Sun Pharma expected to come out with their December quarter earnings. And a stellar D-Street debut for Nova Agritech. Shares list at a premium of 36% to issue price on the BSE. And the Parliament budget session begins. President Murmu says Make in India, Atmanirbhar Bharat are now strengths. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Modi warns against democracy disruptions in the Parliament. Hello and welcome. This is Hot Money. I'm Agam Vakil, and in this show we take you through all that is buzzing in trade today. But before that, a quick look at the markets. And for now, we are looking at a substantial amount of strength as far as our Indian markets are concerned, largely on the back of the Bank Nifty. While the Nifty and the Sensex are advancing by around 1%, the Bank Nifty is up a whopping 1.7% as we speak, trading near day's highs. A substantial up move, a move perhaps which has taken many by surprise. And remember, today is the Bank Nifty weekly options expiry, which means that a lot of call writers perhaps will have